Hello, guys, and listen, welcome to your market report for Thursday, August 9th, 2018. We're going to get right into the markets right away. The first thing we're going to do is open up the charts right here, and we're going to head to silver price today. Now, silver's not the biggest mover and shaker today. Oil is. Oil had a big move. It made yesterday, after I did my market report, oil must have made a big move, something like about a $3 move. Anyway, listen, silver is at the high side of this particular range that it's been in for the last few days. It's at 15.44 today, and it's up 4 cents. So silver is doing its thing. What else can I say? I'm not going to stay too long on silver today. We're going to talk about Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is doing its thing too. It's coming down and it's meeting resistance right now. And don't expect any, I don't think, I'm not really expecting any huge moves downward at this point now because it's coming down to resistance. I'm going to draw the resistance in where I think it is. I think the resistance is right in here, just under $6,000. Okay, so if we take a closer look, we can see this is moving steeply downwards toward that $6,000 mark. We're only at 62.41 right now. This is I was able to get in there on this red candle yesterday that went down to like 61.25, and I think I got it like at around 6,100 or 61.50 or something like that. I was able to get a little bit of Bitcoin yesterday. I went in, and so I'm happy about that. I hit a bottom price here. I've hit this last bottom too at 5,700. I was able to hit that bottom too, and I'm happy about that. But I did buy a little bit when it was up here on this candle right here at 7,800. I bought a little bit too, so that wasn't the best move. I've hit two of these bottoms so far, which is really good, but I bought on this little hump here a little bit too. I didn't buy very much there, but I'm been buying along here, picking some up while the prices are down. I consider them down. Yes, there's guys out there that say the Bitcoin price could go down to $2,000, and I've said that. I've been one of the guys that says the Bitcoin price can go down to $2,000. But do I think it's going to go down to $2,000? Good heavens, no. I think we're lucky if we get it down to 4,000. I think that the Bitcoin price is actually meeting significant resistance in here when it crosses the boundary and goes below $6,000. And we're probably looking at a rebound. We're probably looking at it trying to cross that boundary, and then we're probably looking at a rebound in price. So in the next few days, you can get in there right now. You can buy a little bit of Bitcoin in around $6,000, right? But when this rebound comes, expect Bitcoin to go back up to about 7,500 or $8,000, and it's going to continue to do this process with the now at this point. This is kind of a leveling off. The massive amount of pressure that was on this market when she fell from 19,666, that pressure has mostly all been relieved now at this point, and the weak hands of a lot of them have been shaken out of this market now at this point, and now what we're doing is we're consolidating, and we're getting ready to go back in from a bear market into a bull market. So you guys are out there and you're trading right now. If you're trading this Bitcoin, there was a lot of money to be made on the run-up to $19,666 for traders. But right now, this market, I wouldn't try. If I was trading, I wouldn't touch this market. It's too. It's not a market that's But I mean, I'm not a professional trader. I've traded a little bit, but not professionally. But if I was a professional trader, I think I'd stay away from this until it turns over and becomes a bull market again. Right now is the time to be a HODLer and an accumulator. That's what you want to be right now in this market, because this whole thing's going to turn over, and this is going to become something bigger than you could ever imagine at a little bit further down the road in the future. I'm excited about Bitcoin, more excited about it than I was when it was at $19,666. I'm more excited about it now. I think there's more potential in it now because this has stayed so strong after this major crash. It's still in there at $6,200, and I mean, it's strong. It's strong. Anyway, let's take a look at cryptocurrency market capitalizations. We're looking at $221 billion. Bitcoin is at 48.9% dominance. Right now, these coins, let's see if we can spot one that's really down good. IOTA's down 61 cents right now. That's something to think about right now. Now, what else is down really good? Litecoin, 61.78. You need to start thinking about Litecoin right now for your portfolio at that price. $60. $60 for a whole Litecoin right now. I'm going to tell you what, 2 years from now, you're going to look back, probably. I'm not going to say for absolute sure because this is not financial advice, by the way. But you're probably going to look back and you're going to say, I could have got Litecoins for $60. And they're going to be probably like $2,000 each, you know. And I mean, this is just going to be like EOS. Look at this, $5.55 today. I mean, you know, let's get real about this. 33-cent ripples. We're looking at Bitcoin Cash under $600, $588. I mean, this is a buyer's bonanza today, you know. $172 Dash. Neo 21.48. Oh my gosh. That means you can buy 5 whole Neo coins for $100. Oh my gosh. That is really fantastic, you know. Tron is 2 cents a piece. Okay, so now let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average today. She's down 45 points on the day. You know, people are scared of this market. Volumes are down. We got a rising market with weak volumes. What does that tell you? Anyway, now let's take a look here at the oil. Now, I said oil was the big mover of the day, and this is exactly true because of this fall right here. It was $69.16 yesterday. And all of a sudden, it just went boom, right down to $66.70. That's a $3 drop. That's a huge drop in the price of oil. And it happened while I was like not doing my show. Like between yesterday's show and today's show, we've got that precipitous drop in the price of oil. That's a $3 drop. That's a big drop. That's going to translate at the pumps probably to maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 cents a gallon or something at the pumps. Okay, so now let's take a look at bonds and rates today. We're looking at the bonds all dropping yields today, which is going exactly in the opposite direction from the way I thought it was going to go. I thought these yields would be way up by now. I thought that right this minute, I thought that the U.S. 10-year would be the same price as the U.S. 30-year really is right now, 3.09%. You're looking at a U.S. 10-year at 2.93 and dropping today. In fact, they're dropping all the way across the board. Bond yields today are falling. Now, let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index. 95.22. Okay. So, it's still riding high on the U.S. dollar index. Now, this is possibly the reason right here why these Treasury yields are staying down, is because look at what's going on. The U.S. Treasury sells record amount of U.S. 10-year notes in a very solid auction. Heading into today's 10-year Treasury auction, we knew it would be special no matter how it turned out, with $26 billion in notional for sale. It's the highest amount of 10-year paper sold for this maturity. What can I say except everybody is out there trying to chase yield. They're scared of the stock market right now. Their yield in the stock market is around 2.7% or something like that. and the yield on the U.S. 10-year Treasury is like 2.96 or something when they were selling them here. And I mean, that's a higher yield than the stock market, and everybody's chasing yield, and they consider the U.S. Treasury to be the safest place to put your money in the world, safer than gold. So that's where money's flowing. It's flowing into this. The money was released to flow into this Treasury market from the cryptocurrency market not long ago. Cryptocurrency acts as a clearinghouse for money. Basically, for fiat currency, what it does is it moves in through there and it creates inflation. It's like a inflation creating machine, and when it gets going again, it's undoubtedly going to. It creates inflation that feeds the cryptocurrency. So the inflation that the cryptocurrency creates feeds the cryptocurrency. And this might be a little something that I was missing when I made my predictions last year, was the inflation that cryptocurrency creates. And this is not small potatoes we're talking about here. We're talking about a $750 billion market for cryptocurrency that shriveled back to a 200 and something billion dollar market and released like $450 billion worth of liquidity into the system as in the form of inflation. That's more profound and stronger than quantitative easing was at its peak. Quantitative easing at its peak was $80 billion a month. Well, if we spread that $450 billion that was released from cryptocurrency into the general economy as liquidity, that's more profound, and actually it works more profoundly than quantitative easing did, because quantitative easing was a liquidity trap that was pushing the money into the banking sector mostly. This money that's coming off of the cryptocurrency is being injected into every aspect of the economy. And if this continues, it's almost like a bellows. The cryptocurrency is almost like a bellows, and each time it compresses, it's moving more and more liquidity all the time. The last time it went up to $1,150, and then it fell back down to $200. It didn't release that much liquidity into the system, maybe 50 billion, or I should look up the numbers, but it wasn't that much. This time, it's released far more liquidity into the system, and actually it's had an effect on the entire system across the board. And most people are not taking notice of that, but they're going to sit up. Economists are going to sit up and take notice of this. And this is possibly the reason why this excess liquidity is the reason why these treasuries and why the Fed is getting away with what they're doing. It's amazing. It's such a complex system, and one part interacts with the next part in such a complex manner that it's actually hard to actually see ahead of time how these things are actually going to move sometimes. But here we have this, and it's starting to move in this direction, and I'm taking note of it. So what is this bellows of cryptocurrency going to do in its next change that it's going to make? Because next time it's going to grow exponentially larger, and it's going to release that much more liquidity. And if you release too much liquidity into the system, we're going to move into a hyperinflation. And of course, all of the excess liquidity for a hyperinflation has already been created. It's already in the system. It just needs something to pull it out and make it start to function so that the velocity of money starts to pick up. In steps in your cryptocurrencies. And this is directly what they can do. But this is fuel to the cryptocurrencies on the other side, because they're deflationary. And they will suck up this liquidity. Everything will move into them. They are, as far as liquidity is concerned, the cryptocurrencies are a black hole. But when that money goes into the black hole of the cryptocurrency, it comes out the other side and into the general economy. So it doesn't stay there. So like when a guy buys a Bitcoin, that money he spent on the Bitcoin just doesn't disappear into the Bitcoin, never to be seen again. It doesn't suck up the liquidity that way. It sucks it up and spits it back out again. You know? And this is how it creates inflation. So listen, thank you guys for listening to this episode, and we'll catch you again on the very next episode. Let's see, today's Thursday. Then we're going to be off for the weekend, and we're going to be doing a show on our other channel, the Delta Report, and we'll be doing a show on here too this weekend. So if you haven't subscribed to the Delta Report, it's a great little channel, and it's mostly cryptocurrency. You like to hear me talk about cryptocurrency, the Delta Report's the place to go. If you I should probably post a link, but if you can't find a link, just put in the Delta Report. It'll come right up on YouTube, on your search on YouTube. Just put in the Delta Report. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next show. Bye-bye.